All right, day 133 and 134. Took a 00 in Cascade Locks. Technically, actually on the Washington side. So I walked across. A buddy of mine from the military put me up for 2 days, and it's been fantastic. Got a lot of errands done. I was able to rest and relax, and I am now shifting to cold soaking for the remainder of the time, which is another crazy thing I'm doing. Got a new water filter because my old one was starting to wear down, and it's just, frankly, the water was tasting weird, and it's 2.5 years old. And then also got resupply picked up and did some planning for Washington, and we'll talk more about that as you know, it's early in the month. You know, we've got more to go through before we get to Stevens Pass, and the potential for fire still exists, of course. So we're going to be heading out tomorrow morning and back on trail and headed towards Snoqualmie Pass. Goal is to get there mid-month before trail days, and then the plan is go down the trail days and then come back up and continue hiking Washington. So ahead of schedule, doing well, and well fed, and enjoyed some good downtime here in southern Washington. So we'll update you tomorrow. Morning, day 135, back on trail, and back where I left off before my 00 at the Bridge of the Gods on the Washington side, and just waiting for a person I'm hiking with to walk across. And once he's across, we'll start walking north today, at least 25 miles, and get up into the hills and start knocking out Washington. So the goal is by next Friday to make it the White Pass, and that'll put us on track for my plan is the 13th to get to Snoqualmie Pass and get off trail there for trail days, and secure transportation, head down the Cascade Locks for trail days, and then come back up and resume hiking north. Today's gonna be a freaking awesome day. Getting along, and oh, a nice bridge across a very nicely flowing creek. Say this is a 9 out of 10. Well constructed, beautiful views, peaceful creek, outstanding. That was a nice 2,000 foot plus climb, which is expected leaving the Columbia River and heading back into the Cascades. But man, it's a humid day. Gonna stop for lunch here soon, probably like 11 and some odd miles in. Whew! Is Mount St. Helens, and in the distance Mount Rainier. So we are definitely heading towards those, and in Washington. It's a cloudy day, humid, and we'll see how the rest of the day goes. All right, end of day 135, a little over 20 miles, and tomorrow morning we'll head out and see how many miles we can get, but we're on track, and we've budgeted some reserve in for White Pass. So cloudy day, looks like the clouds have diminished a little bit, so it should be a dry night. A little humid here in the woods. Had dinner, and first day of cold soaking was amazing. So we'll catch up tomorrow. Morning, America. Back on trail, day 136, and slept like crap, and yeah, heading uphill to start the day. So today's going to be uphill, big downhill, big uphill, and other than that, it's gonna be a freaking awesome day. Stay tuned. Okay, so just under 4 miles in, and yeah, started the day with a nice 1,600 foot climb, all business, and man, it's humid. Whew. Yeah, I'll show you the trail here, what it looks like. So yeah, so far southern Washington reminds me a lot of the Appalachian Trail, or Appalachian Trail as they call it. But yeah, lots of green tunnel and with some neat vistas, and just wanted to share that with you. It is definitely different than Oregon. All right, here we go. It's quite the nice bridge. A very arched bridge. How pretty this is. Yeah. A little different. Yeah. This may be the biggest bridge I've gone across on the PCT so far. Yeah, very cool. All right, so about 2 miles back, saw some smoke. Turns out it was Mount Hood. It's the Whiskey Creek fire. So that's the south in Oregon. So that's the picture that's in the video, or in the still clip before this. So I was able to confirm that talking to another hiker and looking at a map. We're about 20 miles in, still going uphill, and man, I'm tired. I think it's shitty sleep last night, and it's just hot out. So I'm just trudging my way up this hill, and I still got a ways to go, about 5.5 miles. Mount Adams in all her splendor. Beautiful, beautiful. So we're under 2 miles from camp and coming up on mile 25 for the day. Yo, yo, yo. End of day 136, 25.7 miles. And yeah, I didn't sleep well last night, and the last climb today was about 3,000 feet. And yeah, I got it done. I got it done. Not my brightest moment, but set up for the night, and gonna hop in a little bit and try to get some sleep tonight. But yeah, it was a good day. Had a great dinner, and cold soaking day 2. Fucking thumbs up. Doing great. And the water down below is reliable, and at least for another week. It may be a little more troublesome if you come here, you know, after a week or so. Yeah, beautiful day, and a little less humid, and we'll check in with you tomorrow out from here. Morning, peeps. It's day 137, and much to my surprise, it's thunderstorm outside and it's raining. So it's a good thing I pitched the tarp last night. I'm eating breakfast, and I'm just chilling out and see what happens before we head out of camp. Today's gonna be an awesome day. Okay, ladies and germs, back on the trail now, day 137. So yeah, it spit a little bit of rain, thunder and lightning. There are definitely nimbocumulus clouds around us, and I'm sure there's going to be a viewer that'll chime in about the technicality of my comment here. That's fine, but yeah, it's definitely humid. You can definitely tell it's a little colder, and you know, keep our fingers crossed, no fires. But yeah, so far a little wet on trail, and we're making our way. We'll see how far we go today. Plan is at least 25 miles, and we're about 100 miles from White Pass, so we're on schedule. And today's gonna be a freaking awesome day. It's 6:38 in the morning. This is a can of Coors Light. That's trail magic. Drink up, bitches. Yeah, it tastes like piss. Amazing. Right, fuckers. Time on deck, 6:50. Second beer. Found another one. Shit ain't ending today. This is gonna be one of those days. Let's fucking drink up, bitches. Hey, pretty meadow. Back to regularly scheduled programming. There's Mount Adams. All right, end of day 137. 25.7 miles. Got to camp surprisingly early. Got all that distance done by 3:45. That's a record for me. But yeah, set up in camp and a little breezy, surrounded by my friends, the flies, not the mosquitoes. Yeah, gonna eat an early dinner, turn in early. During the day, we decided we're gonna go to Trout Lake tomorrow to get some food and a little bit of top off on snacks on the way to White Pass. So the plan is get up early, get to Forest Road 23 to catch the 8:30 shuttle into Trout Lake, get our stuff done Trout Lake, and come back out on the 12:30 shuttle and keep hiking. And so tomorrow's trail will take us around Mount Adams, on the west side of Mount Adams. So that should be fun. Anyways, today was a great day, and we'll check in tomorrow. More America, day 138. Back on trail. In fact, about 6.5 miles in. Left at 3:40 this morning. And our goal is to get to Forest Road 23 early, so we're the first in line to get the shuttle to Trout Lake, because our objective is food. And then we're going to catch the 12 o'clock shuttle back, hike another 15 miles, and today's going to be a freaking awesome day, boys and girls. Okay, so plot twist time. So a couple miles back, starting to go uphill, ran into a fella hiking southbound. He said, "Hey, there's a forest fire up ahead that closed the trail." I'm like, what are you talking about? So apparently, this is all preliminary as I speak, lightning strike the other day started a forest fire north of Forest Road 23, which is where we're headed towards to get into Trout Lake. And it closed a section of trail. It's not updated on PCTA yet, or the Forest Service. So part of our hike today is, if this guy's information is correct, is going to cause a reroute. So more to follow. This is all preliminary. It's from some dude in the woods, but we're about 1.25 miles from Forest Road 23, and so we're still on track to get into town, and we'll sort it out from there and do an update once we get into Trout Lake. Out. All right, so I'm at 10 miles. I made it here, and it's the infamous trail closure tape. So that dude was correct. There's a forest fire, so that blows ass. So waiting for the shuttle for 8:30. So let's see what the sign says. Area behind the sign closed to public entry, wildlife area, no unauthorized entry. Well, that blows ass. So a bunch of us now are going to have to figure out how to get around this today. So that'll be amazing. Fuck yeah.
I'm good. Cheers.
Yeah, so that's the fire. Wow. That's pretty crazy. And
Yeah,
there's
it's crazy how spread out it is already.
Yeah, and Mount Adams. Yeah. Wow.
Could you see any of it last night?
No, we had no idea it was happening until a Sobo passed us this morning and said the trail goes up.
Yeah, wow. All right, at the Trout Lake General Store. Just got a little bit of resupply bump. I needed a couple pies. Got to have the Pepsi for the road here. And got some drinks and just some little stuff. And more importantly, dinner. And got myself a 800 calorie burrito. So, and we're figuring out the reroute right now. So I think the road we just came down, I heard, is going to be closed today. So we're trying to get ahead of that and figure out how to get back on trail. So more to follow. All right, sit rep, time on deck, 11 o'clock. We're signed up for the 12 o'clock shuttle. The Forest Road's supposed to close today, and we're in a race against the clock to try to get back on trail before they close all the shit down. More to follow. Time on deck, 12:30. Update. So the Forest Service hard closed all the roads that we were on. So that poses a slight problem. So my buddy Zenko and I, we're working several courses of action, or COAs for you non-military types, to get out of here. I think right now we have a lead on a potential ride to get us to White Pass because of all the closures. So that's really going to jack things up, but it does get us out of here. So I'll provide an update once I know for sure we have a path out of Trout Lake. Otherwise, it's going to be tomorrow at a minimum. All right, so here we are. We're right before Takluck Lake, and the truck in front of us is engaged in heavy negotiations with the Forest Service lady, who is right there. And you can tell she's all business, from the haircut, the glasses, and that poor guy in the back's like, oh, please let me go.
His name is Sunshine.
Oh, no. Oh, my God.
You left on good terms.
Yeah.
We made it through. Yes.
The adventure continues.
It does. All right. Yeah, Chad, thanks a lot. Appreciate it.
Of course.
Awesome, man.
Anytime. When you're done hiking, come see me. You're part of the family now.
And you come see me.
Yeah, I will.
It was awesome. We were able to get a ride up to the other side of the closure. So big win. Awesome. All right, man. We are back on trail as a follow-up to that other clip. Super shout out to Chad. That guy is the man. You know, the veterans networks are real, man. We're brotherhood and sisterhood, and we look out for each other. And I know, you know, I agree with him. You know, if someone else was in that situation and I was available, I'd drop everything and go, you know, go do that. So, and come out and help. So, no, super shout out. You know, and I think the big thing is, you know, when a problem occurs, and this is a life lesson, is, you know, instead of fucking throwing up your arms and flailing, going, oh my God, there's a fire. You know, instead, good, you know, fuck it, there's a problem. Let's figure out a plan and work our way around it. You know, it's a life lesson. There are a bunch of people that were like, you know, gnashing their teeth and freaking out about this shit back in town, and it's just no value added, man. You know, so buddy behind me and I, Zenko, and we immediately got to our phones and started texting our networks. You know, while everyone else was sitting there flagellating, you know, we're actively looking. And we had at least, you know, 3 COAs already dialed up, you know, by the time lunch rolled around. So, you know, that right there is a life lesson. You know, run to the sound of the guns. You got a problem? Fucking go after it. I mean, the worst thing that happens, no. But the answer will be no every fucking time if you don't actually go look for the answer. So there's your life lesson for the day. But bottom line is, we're back in the fight. You know, it's about 1700, 5 o'clock for you civilian types, myself included, I guess. And yeah, we're gonna hike a few miles to campsite. We'll check in from there. All right, so end of day 138, and I'm in camp with all these wonderful people. So a harrowing day where we all woke up and showed up to the trail, and there was a big closure. Yeah. And I was going to ask Wolfie if you could tell us your trail name and how your last 24 hours was. That would be awesome.
Hi, Internet. My name is Bags Bunny. It has been a roller coaster of a day. We got off trail at 4 yesterday and drove down and saw the smoke, and we're like, what the hell? And while we were in town, we were told we could go back on trail, and then we were told we had to skip 60 miles, and then we ended up skipping just 20, which is nice. And so, happy to be here. Happy to be back.
That's awesome. Thanks for sharing it. Great seeing you again. This is great.
Hi, I'm Kanga. I started on the same day as Slide, way back at the end of March. I got in town to Trout Lake a little bit earlier, like 11:30ish, and so I was like chilling in my hotel room at check-in at 2, and just like watching TV, feet up, showered, laundered. I'm like, wow, what a chill, what a chill town stuff. And I signed up for the shuttle the next day, and I'm like, this is gonna be so easy. The logistics are so easy, and then it all went to shit. So.
Oh.
But you know what? I'm happy to be here, and I'm really thankful that Trout Lake has such a great trail angel community that we were able to get it figured out.
No, and that's absolutely right. I shout out to the Trail Angels. I think without the Trail Angels, you know, none of us would be here. It's a community of people, and I think, you know, when things get hard, it's when the community rises to the occasion.
Well, and I mean, how special is it that the Trail Angels knew the Forest Service workers by name and were able to work with them and say that we need to move all these hikers. So that was really, really special.
Yeah.
Shout out Trail Angels.
Yeah, shout out Trail Angels.
And firefighters.
And the firefighters, and keep them in our thoughts as they you know, perform their valiant work. So anyways, thank you so much. It's been an awesome day, and we'll sign out and check in tomorrow. More America, back on trail, day 139. Left camp shortly before 5 a.m. and we're up getting after it. You could smell a little bit of smoke from the fire to the south. And so yesterday's little bounce up because of the fire put us ahead of schedule. So we're under 40 miles from White Pass. So today our goal is to cross Sispus Pass, exit the Yakima Indian Reservation, and enter the Goat Rocks Wilderness. Camp there overnight, and then tomorrow do about 15-ish miles to White Pass. So that's the plan. And again, shout out to the Trail Angels in Trout Lake. Amazing Americans who made stuff happen, along with the U.S. Forest Service, who gave us a path through to get to Potato Hill Trailhead last night. So anyways, today is going to be a freaking awesome day, boys and girls. Out. Okay, so about 3 miles in, the sun's coming up, and man, you can smell the smoke. This is I don't know which fire or fires are the source of said smoke, but you can definitely smell it. All right, so there's Mount Adams, the north side of Mount Adams, and looking towards the east. Yeah, the winds are pushing smoke, I suspect, from the fire from Mount Adams, and also the Rimrock fire, probably because there's smoke to the east, which is towards Rimrock. We are in the Yakima Indian Reservation, and we are in the Goat Rocks Wilderness, albeit the southern end. But yeah, it's definitely smoky out here, and the air quality is not necessarily the best. Ah, Goat Rocks. It's been a long time, but this time I arrive not via Snowgrass Flats Trail, but via the PCT from Mexico. It's good to be back, man. Woo! And right up there, Sispus Pass. Oh, goodness, it's been a long time. So excited. All right. Sispus Pass, 6,473 feet. And 7 years ago I was here, and I made a promise that someday I'd come back, and the way I'd come back was walking from Mexico. And so promise kept. And yeah, it looks the same. Pretty happy to be here. And of note, if you look over there, hey, look, a little patch of snow. It's the first patch of snow next to the trail I've seen in the great state of Washington. And yeah, it's a beautiful day. We got about 7 more miles to go, and pace ourselves here into the heart of the Goat Rocks. And we'll talk to you later. Reason number 9,652 why the USA is so freaking awesome. Snowgrass Flats, looking towards Goat Lake. Mount Rainier, boys and girls, outstanding. Yeah, up close and personal. Had a snowfield to cross exactly almost like this in 2017, and we're headed towards the Nice Edge. A little smokier than 2017, but she's still there, Rainier, and a Knife's Edge. So we'll be heading that way. It's been 7 years, but I'm hiking the Knife's Edge on the Pacific Crest Trail. There's Mount Rainier, and it's a beautiful breezy afternoon. Last time I did this, it was in the morning. So this is a welcome change, different. Anyways, it's one of the highlights of the Pacific Crest Trail. Absolutely. All right, end of day 139. A little under 16 miles, or 26 miles, about 25 and change. And so, yeah, it was a good day. A lot of up. And we're near the end of the Goat Rocks Wilderness. You can see down there, looking east, and you can see the haze in the distance. It's a Rim Rock fire. So we'll be heading into White Pass tomorrow, and then get a hitch into Packwood, get to pick up my final pair of shoes and some resupply packages. So that'll be good. It'll be about 15 miles tomorrow. Today was a fantastic day, and go Team Blue Green. And yeah, we'll talk to you tomorrow. Check that out. Beautiful. Morning, peeps. Back on trail, day 140, and I'm concentrating because I'm going down a steep ass trail. So last night I woke up, and around midnight my bug bivvy outside and sleeping bag were soaked because the dew point, humidity, etc. And then a weather front came through, and breeze and drier air, and all my stuff's dry. So that was awesome. But so we are headed towards White Pass today, about 16 and change. Today's gonna be a freaking awesome day. And we got out of town, luckily, out of Trout Lake specifically, because now there's more closures potentially coming, and southbounders and northbounders who didn't get out of Trout Lake or couldn't get to Trout Lake are trapped. So I think we're going to see a lot of people skipping between Cascade Lots and White Pass, which is unfortunate because Washington is becoming very hard to access now from a through hike perspective. But anyways, pray for the firefighters and those in harm's way. God bless them, and today's gonna be a freaking awesome day. There's Mount Rainier, obstructed by smoke most likely, but she's still a beauty. Oh wow, spectacular.
Do we agree this is the trail?
Yes. All right, so sit rep, or situational report for those of you tuning in late. So about 3 and change from White Pass, and continue to go down. It's getting smokier and smokier. We got southeasterly winds are pushing smoke, most likely from the Rimrock fire, and boy, the air quality is not really good. Here you can just see how hazy it is. I can just see the sky. And, interesting data point, I just ran into 2 northbounders that were heading south. So I was ahead of them by about half a day or a day. So they skipped up, because the only way they could have appeared in front of me is they skipped up to White Pass, and then they're hiking south to experience the Goat Rocks Wilderness, which is not closed right now. But oh yeah, made it. Highway 12. All right, so I am literally sitting at we're on the side of Highway 12 at White Pass, and I just got a brand new set of shoes. Woohoo! They came in, so my last set of shoes for the trail. I got a full resupply. I got enough food between here and at least Stevens Pass, so my pack is full. And we're going to try to hitch a ride into Packwood because we're ahead of schedule, and we're going to zero. So, but anyways, White Pass, amazing place. Got something to drink at the Cracker Barrel. Friendly people, and we'll update you when we get to Packwood. All right, so we're at the Cowlitz River Lodge. So we're going to stay here for the night, and then got a room at another place for tomorrow for our zero. Yeah, so we're gonna get in, laundry, you know, the typical drill. It's really warm down here in Packwood. So this is the sprawling burb of Packwood. Kind of reminds me of Chester, California. Lots of stuff on one street town. But anyways, absolutely no check-in earlier than 3 p.m. So we're gonna wait for another 12 minutes. And you can see over here in the distance, you can see, so hikers are allowed to camp here too, and then you can pay a fee if you're tenting here. We happen to get a room, so myself and Zen Commando. So yeah, all good stuff. It's been a good day, and we'll talk to you tomorrow.